Brothers and sisters, generals, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And we alive and breathing, brothers and sisters. We are back, man, back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. And we laugh. We learn to laugh, which is what we gonna speak on, as you can see on my thumbnail and or banner. You know, brother Alex Thomas, and I spoke on him recently. And I said I wanted to do a comedy heavy hitters, and I'm gonna do it like I do when I speak on hip hop and R&B stuff. But we're gonna talk about comedy. Of course, I'm gonna have a couple of songs, and welcome current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view my generals, brother, sister, family. I thank you for riding along with the brother, as well as my son, General Lord Lamont. He texted me this morning. I got to get back with him, and we'll be hearing from him soon. And me and my son and I, we love comedy, and as I said, I got comedians in my family. You know, a lot of us got a funny bone. You know, this is the time where we enjoy laughter. You know, joy, fun. You know, that's a part of the balance too. You know, and as well as our ancestors, I'm sure we had a lot of ancestors that were funny. You know, that funny spirit had to come from somewhere. So even though our ancestors were warriors, I'm talking about the righteous ones, brother or sister, may have been generals, warriors, righteous fighters, I'm sure some of them were funny too. So we had to manifest that comedic spirit in us from somewhere. And I'm sure it comes from that great divine. You know, great divine is funny. We've seen, if we do a little reflection, which never hurts, remember funny moments we may have encountered with that great divine, or with family, brothers and sisters, you know, childhood friends we grew up with, just funny moments. Because laughter is good, brothers and sisters. And of course, you know, I'm going to break it down. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We can be a student in any area, even comedy, you know, break it down. Why it's important that they say laughter is the best medicine. That's more than just a saying. That's real. You know, laughing is good. Think of how good we feel when we have a good belly aching laugh. You know, when's the last time we had a good belly aching hearty laugh where we just, man, we almost crying, falling out? And so salute to Alex Thomas, which you see on my banner and or thumbnail, which I think is a very funny brother. And again, like I said, I spoke on him recently, and not bring it up again. My son and I spoke on it. I spoke on it before. He was in that Bow Wow and Sierra video, Bow Wizzle, you know, we all about to go Chuck E. Cheese, you know, just how he talk, his mannerisms, he's just funny. And he's a lover of hip hop. That's why I like him too. And salute to all comedians. Of course, I got a list, just like I do hip hop. So this is comedy, heavy hitters. Laugh, my brothers and sisters. A good belly aching laugh. Joke sometimes. Be silly for no reason. Shoot, I be at work dancing and acting goofy. People be looking crazy. I don't care. You know, so, you know, if it's connected to joy, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Anything that helps our mind, body, and soul, especially laughter. You know, we be deep, be generals, be ready for the toxic things of this world. But again, as I always say, don't forget that we're human, brothers and sisters. So I'm going to speak on some comedians, and I'm going to play a couple songs, as I always do, probably about the mid part of the podcast. Y'all know how I do it. My generals, salute. And I got a list of comedians I want to speak on. And this will be a tribute to Alex Thomas. Check out Alex Thomas. Funny, man. I didn't do any research to see if he doing anything recent, but I'm sure he's doing something, you know. And I've seen a lot of his stand-ups. Very funny. I love when he talk about hip hop. I love it. He is so funny when it comes to hip hop. But salute to the funny brother Alex Thomas. And as we all know, was, as I mentioned before, probably on a recent podcast, he was on Players Club. He was funny in there. Very funny. Good actor too. He's a good actor. Ice Cube was a good actor in there too. We actually watch Ice Cube because Ice Cube was funny too, of course, you know, in barbershop, and you know, him and Mike Epps linking up. I'm sure the spirit of Mike, we all know Mike Epps is hilarious and real too. And I'm sure that funny comedic spirit in Mike Epps rubbed off on Cube. You know what I'm saying? Well, probably before. Well, I don't know. I think him and Mike Epps have to do a little research. I wonder if him and Mike Epps knew each other before the movies. I think they might have did, or might have, you know. And of course Chris Tucker, I'm sure being around Chris Tucker, that comedic spirit in him rubbed off on Cube. And it's good to tap into that funny part of us, man. It's beautiful, It can't do nothing but help us. It ain't gonna hurt us. And laughing is a part of positive energy. It's good energy. Energy we need as brothers and sisters, family, general, salute. So yeah, like I said, Mike Epps is fucking hilarious. He dropped some jewels too. He be saying some real shit. So salute to Mike Epps. And I got some other comedians I want to speak on. And one is a sister. I got a couple of sisters I want to speak on. And just want to say salute to the brothers. And I wish I'd have looked them up, but it's just one particular brother, like the brothers and sisters we have in the comedy reels. But lately I've been seeing brothers, and man, the YouTube reels I've been seeing with the brothers that are comedians, man, freaking hilarious. It's this one brother, I can't remember. Man, I wish I would have looked up their names, but it's a brother I was watching recently in a reel, and he makes some of the funniest reels. And this one reel, I can't remember his name, but it's a brother that make a lot of comedic reels. There's two of them. It's a light-skinned brother. He got a beard. He's funny. And one reel he did is where he outshined his ex. He had broke up with his ex, and he rolled up in a Lambo and all that stuff. He said, "You ain't with that basketball player no more." She was walking. He pulled up on her, and he was flexing. That was the title of it, flexing in front of his ex or something like that. And he pulled up in a Lambo. It was a dope Lambo too. The light skinned dude with the beard, funny as heck. And it's another brother too I'm gonna speak on. But this brother, light skinned with a beard, he very funny, kind of a slim brother. And he always had these weird looks on his face. And he pulled up, man, dope ass Lambo. It was like a transformer. He hit buttons and the trunk opened and all kind of stuff, the hood. And he pulled up, he said, "You ain't with that basketball player no more?" She said, He said, "You need a ride?" And she was like, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, hold on for a minute. Hold on." He said, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that." He hit the button and the doors went up. He said, "Oh man, my bad. I hit another button." And then he hit another button and the drop top came up and came down. It was so funny. It was hilarious. And he said, "Come here for a minute." He said, "Could you get something out the trunk for me?" And no, he said, "Could you open up the hood or get something out the trunk?" And she went to go to the back. He said, "No, baby girl, it's in the front." So she opened up the hood and nothing was in there. He said, "Okay, my bad. I thought something was in there." She put the hood back down and he closed the doors and pulled off. It was so funny. It was hilarious. And she just looking there with her mouth hanging to the ground. It was hilarious because I guess she had left him for a basketball player or something like that. He pulled up and the Lambo was dope. But it was funny. It was hilarious. And I'm sure many of us have seen those little reels with comedians. And the other brother I saw, he had a skit where he took a lunch break. He had a big ass, with them hoagie sandwiches with the meat and the turkey and all that. Turkey put you to sleep. He had a big ass sandwich, big ass a sub or something. It was a big ass sub sandwich, had lettuce and turkey and all that stuff, and big ass bag of chips. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take me a lunch." And he got in the truck and he was on his list. "Yeah, I'm on my lunch break." He said, "Yep, I got 30 minutes. Man, he ate that turkey sandwich and ate them chips, and it showed him. He said, I got about 10 more minutes. I'm just gonna grab me a little nap." And it showed a clip. He laid back and shut his eyes and took a nap. And then I had those little sound effects. I went dun, and then it cut to the next clip. It was dark outside and he was still asleep. He had slept through the whole day. He had slept through his whole shift. So it was hilarious. He woke up, damn, he called the dude, and you could hear the boss, "Turn in your uniform now. It's over." He said, "Damn it, man, I slept through my damn shift." It was funny though. So, and it was just funny. So I can't remember the brothers' names, but I'm sure people know these guys. They're very popular, funny ass reels. But one brother is the light skinned slim dude, and he got like a beard. He always make these weird ass faces, just freaking hilarious. And this other dude is kind of a shorter cat. And he's a little darker complected, but he got like a low haircut. He funny. But I can't think of their names. I didn't look them up. But be on the lookout for those little funny reels. They be hilarious. But I'm gonna get to some of these names I got. Some comedians, some of my favorite comedians. And again, salute to Alex Thomas, which is hilarious, very funny. And I'm sure we all know who Alex Thomas is. Raw, true, So I love a true, real comedian. And I want to speak on Ali Sadiq. He been on past list of comedians, but I want to speak on Ali Sadiq. I was listening to him last night, and he was speaking on. He said he had 2 sons, and he was speaking on his older son and his younger son. Freaking hilarious! I was cracking up. I never laughed so hard in my life. Ali Sadiq is freaking hilarious, as we probably all know, as well as Cat Williams. You know, Cat Williams, fucking hilarious, real. So salute to Ali Sadiq, which is one of my all-time favorite comedians. Great storyteller. Yeah, I was just listening to him last night, but he's been on past lists. I just wanted to bring him up. The next one is Corey Holcomb, who is brutally honest and fucking funny. And Corey Holcomb, you have to really be in touch with yourself in your manhood and your womanhood to take Corey Holcomb, because Corey Holcomb ain't holding shit back. He gonna tell you what it is, when it is, and how it is. Real talk. But I think the brother funny, and I understand Corey Holcomb. You know what I'm saying? And he one of them brothers. He probably just dealt with so much shit in his life. That's why he the way he is. That's what life will do to us, But he funny. You know what I'm saying? And he just the stuff that he's just one of them brothers. You have to really know where he coming from. Now I'm sure he know when he wrong on stuff, because I've heard him like retract and say, okay, I didn't know that, or if you don't know, it's just when you've been through a lot of shit, you get like that, But I like Corey Holcomb, very funny, real, raw. I've seen a lot of his stand-up specials, So salute to Corey Holcomb. I watch his channel sometimes, always talking shit. You never know what Corey finna say. and his thumbnails hilarious. I love his thumbnails on his him and the other sister and other brother. Salute to them too. I can't remember their names right now, but the other two that's on his channel, because the other two, they're funny too. I like them too. The brother with the braids and the sister that's on his platform, they're funny too, and raw. They straight raw. The other brother that's on there, that be on there, he raw, real, and he funny, real talk. So salute to Corey Holcomb. He just a force to be reckoned with. He true to himself. And those who have some kind of insecurity that meet that brother, they're intimidated by it. I understand him. I know what it's like when you've been through shit, and when you have been that quotation mark so-called nice guy, and when you tried that and people take advantage of you, that's what happens. I told a friend at work one time, I want to use this as it's just a figure of speech, but I said the world created this monster. Now they got to deal with it. That's just a figure of speech. Not saying that he's a monster or I'm a monster. That's just a figure of speech. That's what happens. The life created us, melanated brothers and sisters, a certain way. And then when we become true to ourselves, when we become a tiger or a lion, then everybody, oh, no. This world created melanated brothers and sisters and warriors. Now the world got to deal with us. So deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at Corey Holcomb. This world created him. Now you got to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when things, when we go through situations that make us stronger and not taking shit. That's just how it is. So I understand Corey Holcomb. So salute. I like him. One of my favorite comedians. All right, let's move over to Bernie Mac. Rest in peace and in power, who was another one of the realest brothers of our time. Real talk. Is so missed. I love Bernie Mac, and I still listen to him from time to time. Little small clips. And he was one of the realest brothers. And I'm sorry, on that tour, he was the funniest one out of all of them, hands down. Real talk. And I'm sorry, I don't think Mr. Harvey's that funny to me. Nothing against him. I don't have nothing. I don't even know the brother. So I don't hate him or nothing like that. But just my opinion, he ain't that funny to me. I'm sorry. Bernie Mac was the funny one. Cedric Entertainer, I think he's pretty funny. D.L. Hughley, pretty funny. You know what I'm saying? But Bernie Mac was the funniest of them all, hands down. So I'm sorry. That's one's opinion, But I will always love Bernie, and he was raw, and you can feel the energy. He was one of them brothers. When he spoke, you did more than hear him. You felt him. You know what I'm saying? He was like the Tupac of comedy. Real talk, hands down. He was real, and he was a threat to a lot of comedians around him. And that, come on, let's keep it raw. Let's be like Bernie Mac would be, raw. Kind of like Corey Holcomb. We gotta stop that shit. Being afraid of the truth when somebody is true to themselves and real, being threatened by it. No, accept it. You know what I'm saying? What do we want? We brothers and sisters, but we don't want like when it's convenient to us. Some of us, we ain't brothers and sisters until it's convenient. When we run into a true, real brother or a sister, then it's a threat. We gotta stop that shit as a black culture. Real talk. So rest in peace and empower Bernie Mac. I didn't mean to get too deep, but we talking about Bernie, and we know how real Bernie was. Bernie was real and fucking hilarious. Very hilarious. I love his jokes. And he didn't give a damn. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. He wasn't. He meant that shit. Yep. So rest in peace and empower Bernie Mac. And I'm gonna move over to one more artist. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest that's on this list. I'm gonna play these couple songs. One is I Want the Best for You and Keep Your Mind Right. Those are the two songs I'm gonna play. And I want to read a summary about the benefits of laughter and how important it is to our body, mind, body. And so remember, the body is always important. If I forget to mention eating sometimes, forgive me, because how we eat, that matters too. This for me too now. Not that I do everything right or eat right, but hey, I'm aware of it, and I do regulate and I discipline myself on certain things and old habits, But we talking about laughing, because laughing is a part of the balance too. Okay, let's move over to Auntie Monique. I love Monique. And not only because of her comedy, because she's real. The queen of realism, real talk. And we seen recently about Mr. Sharp in this situation with this OnlyFans page shit. Monique tried to tell him, and I love the way she kept it real. And she looked him dead in the eye. Monique was not fucking playing. She didn't look away. She didn't shy away. She looked Mr. Sharp right in his damn eyes. That's why he was like, hee. I like Mr. Sharp's laugh, though. He got a funny ass laugh. It's funny. But Monique wasn't playing. She looked him dead in his eye. I love realism like that. You know what I'm saying? I like hard truth. It don't bother me. I want hard truth to shake me up, make me better. I wouldn't be, as a lot of us, like my family members, brothers and sisters, we wouldn't be the pillars or the strong generals we are if we didn't come across hard truth, even when it's kind of funny, because Monique was funny too. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm looking dead at you. You need to take your old ass somewhere and let somebody old love you old. I love that. I was cracking up when I was hearing that. I love Monique. I love that, man. I love that. Like I'm saying, like an auntie that don't take shit. We need sisters like that and brothers too, to make us stronger, because a weak foundation, like when I spoke on the root chakra, that's why the root chakra is so very important, because it's like a building. Think of ourselves as like a building. If that foundation isn't firm and strong, what will happen to the rest of the building? So that's what I'm saying. That's what Monique was saying to Mr. Sharp, but I call down protection, that great divine on Mr. Sharp, that he be okay. He really don't seem like no bad dude. He just made a wrong choice. It's some things when you get to a certain level of awareness or age, you just can't do. You have to accept it, so he just got to work out inner issues and iron them out and just don't make that mistake again. Hopefully he learned from, not hopefully, may he learn from it, because I don't like that word hope. May he learn from it and, and just do better, and sometimes a blessing or a blessing could be in disguise. Sometimes it might come in kind of some trauma, hopefully, not hopefully, I go with that word hopefully again, but may it be no tragic. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was messed up what happened to him, let's just hope that he see the blessing behind it. You know what I mean? It could be taking him away from that platform. Maybe that great divine is showing him he can be independent. He don't need outside entities. There's so many things that we can learn from situations we come into, but we got to be in that space of learning and paying attention. But I'm getting too deep. I'm trying to stay in the funny mode, but salute to Monique, because she was hilarious. And she looked great. Monique looked great. She does. And salute to her family, her husband, and thank that great divine for her. And many other sisters that are funny like her. So she was another one that was on my list. And I'm sure Brother Alex Thomas knows a lot of these comedians I'm speaking on. And sure he'd appreciate some of them. And the next sister is Candace Harris. It's freaking hilarious. I love her personality. Of course, she's beautiful, but not just because of that. I think she's funny. She's very funny. And I first saw her on Desi Banks' platform, who was another funny ass, but Desi Banks is a damn fool. For real. And but that's why I came across her. I thought she was funny. I was just trying to have some sisters on here. Desi Banks, we all know, was fucking hilarious, and especially when him and is it Scholar King? If Scholar King, my fault. Scholar King is another one of my favorite comedians. Fucking hilarious. I love how he speaks, and I watch him on his little the little video clips he does on his platform when he speaks on stuff. Funny, very godly brother. You know, I like how he speak. You know, he's not. You know, he classy. He can get. He's like he's like a cool ghetto. He don't let it, you know, he don't let his full ghetto come out. You know what I mean? And I loved him and Desi Banks, and they did a episode together on Desi Banks platform. This is probably like 5, 7, maybe it was a few years ago, and it was called Banks Family Dinner, and that's when I first came across Schuller King, and he was hilarious. They both played like old men, and Desi Banks is a damn fool. Desi Banks is hilarious, real talk, hilarious. He reminds me a lot of Chris Tucker. He does. And Scholar King, them two together, all freaking hilarious. I seen a lot of them skits, and that's how I came across those brothers. And so salute to those brothers. And Candace Harris, which is freaking hilarious. She be on Instagram. I don't go on Instagram a lot, but she be on Instagram, and she does those lives and stuff. And love her personality. She has a very fun, outgoing, perky personality. So salute to Candace Harris, Desi Banks, and Scholar King, if I'm saying his name right. And salute to all comedians, to all underground comedians, and all comedians that were on Def Comedy Jam that I didn't name. And salute to Jamie Foxx, which is on my banner here. This is actually a clip from the Jamie Foxx show. And this is that scene where Jamie Foxx was which is Jamie Foxx crazy too. I was just watching a movie called Sleepless with him when he was getting his son some dope deal. He was an undercover cop, and some dope dealers was had kidnapped his son. That was a good ass movie. Jamie Foxx kicked ass in that movie too. I liked the way he was fighting. I loved watching. Like I say, I love my brothers and sisters when they play the hero. But salute to Jamie, which we all know was fucking nuts, fucking crazy. But on my banner here is a clip from the Jamie Foxx show. And this is a scene where Jamie Foxx was playing the keyboard, and he was making a love song for, I think it was Francesca. It was a scene where they were like girlfriend and boyfriend. And Alex Thomas was sitting at the table. But they only had the scene where they showed Jamie Foxx playing the keyboard. He was playing the love song. And we all know Jamie Foxx sing his ass off. And he was playing the keyboard, and he got done, and he looked over at Alex Thomas. He said, "What you think, man, about that song?" And that's when Alex Thomas was, you know how they showed the scene where he was crying and stuff, and it was funny. He like, "It was dope, man, it was dope." So that's what the scene is on here, which is it was hilarious. We all seen that scene in the Jamie Foxx show. It was fucking hilarious. Alex Thomas and the other brother. It was another brother. The skinny dude. I forget what they called him in there. They had a funny name for him in that movie. But I mean, not movie, but the Jamie Foxx show. Real slim. He played in a lot of movies too. And he played in I'ma Get You Sucker, the same brother I'm speaking on. I can't remember what his name was. But if we all seen the Jamie Foxx show, it's a slim brother. He kind of real goofy. He funny too. Kind of low haircut, kind of same complexion as Alex Thomas. But again, this is what that scene is from on my banner here. And I just thought it was funny. So like I said, Alex Thomas is hilarious, and Jamie Foxx. So I was just explaining what was on my banner. And again, salute to all the underground comedians of Def Comedy Jam, and sisters and brothers, and YouTube comedians with the small reels, all my underground, those who are not mainstream. This is just some love I'm showing to all those who are out there being funny, and trying to make the world laugh, because we do need it. There's so much shit going on in this world. We need people out there to make us laugh. Real talk. All right, so I'm gonna get to these couple of songs, and I got maybe one more comedian I didn't mention, and I'm gonna go ahead and mention her some more, which was in the Queens of Comedy. And let me see, Adele Givens, the sister that used to be a host of BET Comic View, the light-skinned lady. I can't remember what her name was, but she was in that the Queens of Comedy tour. It's a light-skinned lady. She kind of looked like my mom, to be honest. I thought she looked like my mom. I can't remember her name, but she was the host of Comic View for a while. And she's real funny. And it was Adele Givens, some more, and of course, Auntie Monique. There, and I gotta remember what the other sister. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look up her name. My son and I were speaking on this too, and I'll put it in the description because I want people to see her name because she reminds me. She looked like my mom, real talk, back in the day. But she was another sister that was in that comedy tour, which is funny. And I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna put it in the description. So look for that. All right, because she's another comedian. I was trying to have some sisters in there, and yeah. So salute to some more, which is on Instagram also. She doing well, look good too. And so salute to her, which is very, very funny. She's another one that speak on hip hop. She's hilarious. And my favorite joke from her is when she said, it was funny how she put it. She said we supposed to live out our dreams in our 20s and in our 30s. She said we supposed to come stumbling out of our 30s into our 40s. I just like when she said that. Very funny. I love her the way she tells stories. She always speak on hip hop. She's I like how she's like humble about the youth. She brings the raw truth, but humble at the same time. She keep it real. I love her voice, her mannerism, her character, So salute to some more, which we all know was hilarious. It's very funny. All right, so I want to get to these songs, and I'll be back. And I do want to speak on the benefits of laughter and how it is good for our soul. I know it's more than just a saying. They say laughter is the best medicine. It's more than just a saying, brothers and sisters. It truly is the best medicine. So when the last time have you had a good hearty laugh? That's how my granddaddy used to laugh. My granddaddy was always laughing too. He was the one when we be at Thanksgiving around at the table. I've said this before, mentioned it, but he was the one to make everybody laugh. I miss those times, when the family, everybody would get together for Thanksgiving, and granddaddy be sitting around the table. We all sitting around cracking jokes, like my uncle Terry, always funny. He used to make me, my Uncle Terry, like I'd be mad, he would always do something to make me laugh. I don't care how mad I would get at him, he would do something to make me laugh. And that's kind of because my uncle and I, Uncle Terry, as well as many other family members like cousins and stuff I was close to. But my Uncle Terry and I, we were pretty close when I was younger, so I kind of picked up some of his mannerisms. And that's where I kind of get my little goofy side from. Like I said, I got a lot of comedians in my family. We when we used to have a lot of get-togethers, we always laughed and joked and stuff, even through the mix of some challenges that all families may have. But don't forget the funny times, Don't forget how important it is to just just laugh, to be silly for no reason, just to remind us that we're human. And as a brother once told me that I'm a foot soldier, folks, salute. Told me to keep my mind right. So that's what we got to do. In order to laugh, we got to keep our mind right. So that's the next song. And I'm going to come back with the next one. I think the next one I said was I Want the Best for You. For me, for us. That'll be the next song. But, in order to maintain in this life, like I said, joy, fun, happiness, that's a part of the balance too, brothers and sisters, family, generals. Don't forget that. Don't forget to laugh. All right. But we got to keep our mind right. Body and soul too. But it starts in the mind. So let's go.
I keep your mind right. Yeah. I keep your mind right. Brothers and sisters, keep your mind right. I never go out, without a fight. I keep your mind right. I never go out without a fight. Brothers and sisters, keep your mind right. I never go out without a fight. Keep your mind right. I never go out without a fight. Brothers and sisters, I don't give a damn of what we gonna do. We ain't got no time, a man that had no blues. And we gotta win up in this life and never lose. And gotta get a clue and never be confused. Yeah. And I'm staying here and they ain't having no fear. I had sad times, sometimes have fear. I'm here and I will not front. And I'm glad to have my son, Lord Lamont. Salute. We're pushing on while we in these songs. And yeah, saying things, man, yeah, to keep us strong.
Let's go.
Keep moving through, I never stop this. Yeah, in the future, man, don't see no quit. I keep my mind right. I never go out without a fight. Keep your mind mind right. Yeah. And never go out without a fight. Brothers and sisters, keep your mind right. Yeah. And never go out without a fight. Yeah. Man, keep your mind right. Keep your mind right. Brothers and sisters, let go. I'm staying on the ground and keep on making the sound. I'm so thankful that I'm here and I'm around. Like I tell you, I always see my children and my family. Yeah. I keep on moving on, yeah, in my zone. I'm so thankful the vibe protect my home. Protect yours while we out here in this life. In this life, man, we gotta keep our fucking mind right. Woo! Yeah. Keep your mind right. Yeah. And never go out without a fight. Yeah. Man, we gotta keep our mind right. Keep your mind right. Brothers and sisters, keep your mind right. Yeah. And never go out without a fight. Yeah. Man, and keep your mind right. Keep your mind right. Salute to my generals, Lord Lamont, my family, my generals. Yeah.
Real talk. Keep your mind right. Real talk. The best way we can. Man, stay with it in this life, you know. We as humans, as I always say, we don't know what's coming down the road, but that great, great divine always knows. Y'all know I'm always rhyming without even trying. And they ain't lying. Yeah, but let's go. I want to play what I want for me and all of us, family, brothers and sisters, general. I want the best for us, you know? And because there's great energy, right? When we put out what we get back. Remember that. I'm trying to get to this. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Just a second. All right. Hold on. All right. Just a minute, brothers and sisters. You know, like I said, never ever forget to laugh. All right. Let's go. Sorry about that. Sorry about the pause. Sometimes I do that. You know, when I'm pausing, I'm working my strategicness on this computer. But guess what, brothers and sisters? I want the best for me, you, family, and generals. Let's go.
Yeah. I want the best for me and you. I want us all to make it through. I'm talking to my family too. Yeah. I want the best for me and you. I want us all to make it through. Yeah. I'm talking to my family too. Yeah. Yeah. Let go. I'ma keep on seeing and trying to teach. I don't give a damn what they say about the E. Let go. It is those hearts that a brother trying to reach. I be a good brother and never a leech. I'm trying to reach that soul of my sisters and my bros. Like I always say, vibrations high, never low. And they say so crisp, I'm somewhere in the sky. You know we transition, and man, we don't die. And I got my brother, and if my brother got me, and we gotta be ready for the real enemy. Woo, woo. Know what? I want the best of me and you. Oh man, we gotta make it through. Let go, let go, let go. I'm talking to my family too. I want the best of my family and my children in these streets. Man, I try my best like other people meant to make us see. Gotta be awakened in this life, I'm so sick of the beast. Man, we gotta stay clear, man, and on our feet. Man, stay up on this ground. That's why I make this sound. You know I'm always thanking God that I'm around. And other brothers and sisters, you know we never suffer. And gotta love our fathers, we gotta love our mothers. You know they wasn't perfect, but they had good intentions. And yeah, good things in this life is what we mention. Cause what we put out, and brothers, what we get back. And keep on forging forward, man, and never ever slack. Slack, never slack. I want the best of me and you. I want us all to make it through. I'm talking to my family too.
talking to my family too.
I will do what I gotta do, and I will stay here. Yeah, sometimes up in the past I might have shed tears, but I'm standing firm today and have no fear. So devil, step down and better beware, cause I got you. I don't want us to lose, want us all to see clear and never be confused. No.
I want the best of me and you. I want us all to make it through. I'm talking to my family too.
Me and you. Want the best of me and you.
Real talk. I want the best of me and you and family too. And generals, salute. Remember that round. That's what I'm talking about. Like I say, we do what we got to do to get to a place of peace and awareness and all those great things. But we got to also study to maintain it, because new level, new devil. But let's not be too deep. We got to laugh. Remember, joy, fun, happiness is all part of the balance also. We got to remember that. Remember to laugh, brothers and sisters. Just ha, 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 ha. Silly for no reason. That's a part of being true to oneself also. And I'm going to read the benefits of laughing. Let's go scientific, the benefits of laughter. And all right, let's go. The benefits of laughter, my leaders and teachers with a student spirit. All right. The benefits of laughing for my brothers and sisters. And this is something I talk about all the time. That's in this little briefing here I'm going to read. Just a little briefing. All right, let's go. Laughter strengthens our immune system. Something I spoke on here recently and I speak on all the time. Everything matters when it comes to our immune system. If people would just take the time and study our body, we would know these things. It was a time I didn't know either now. But I'm telling you, grace period, folks. We go through a grace period in life, a divine grace period. But whatever, depends on where we are, part of the world, or where we are in our level of awareness. Divine is going to hold us accountable on some things. So let's not get too deep though. But I just want to read the importance of laughing. All right, laughter strengthens our immune system, boosts mood, diminishes pain, and protects us from the damaging effects of stress. I always speak on stress too. We need to have little stress or no stress at all. Always focus on our stress levels. Laughing helps a lot with this. Crack jokes even in times where you think it's going to get heated. Crack a joke. You'd be surprised. It'll like intervene and prevent a lot of stuff, So, because people be so trapped in their heads a lot of times. Sometimes cracking a joke can break people out of their shell. And I do this at work, like with DoorDash. Now, I have my days where I'm a little serious and focused, and we all have our little moods and stuff, especially when it comes to these jobs and dealing with the public, stuff like that. But this is what I do sometimes. Like, I'll just crack a joke out of nowhere. Even if I ain't feeling it, I just do it. And it does help. It does help. And I do this with the DoorDashers at my job, because I'm a short order cook / chef, as well as General Lord Lamont. He doing the same thing. Thank that great divine. As well as my family also. I told him he come from a family of productive and funny people. Real talk. My son can be funny, hilarious. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put in the end screen. He and I did a father and son discussion on New Year's, and he did something on there that was hilarious. And we had a ball. And we did we brought in the New Year together on a podcast. I'm gonna put that in the end screen. And on the banner, it shows Happy New Year. It's like a Happy New Year little effect deal, and it's just like a looping video, but it shows Happy New Year. And he was funny on there. I'm gonna have to listen to it myself. But I was cracking up. You hear me on there? We had a ball. We let it go on there. We didn't care. We had a ball. But yeah, my son can be very funny, and it comes from my family. I got a family full of comedians. My brother hilarious. I got cousins that's off the chain. Real talk. Again, laughter strengthens our immune system, boosts our mood, diminishes pain, and protects us from damaging effects of stress. Nothing works faster or more dependably. That's a funny word for me. Dependably to bring our mind and body, hear that, body, mind and body, see, and the spirit too, back into balance than a good hearty laugh. Man, dependably, that's a funny word for me, y'all. Dependably, Dependably. I've never used that word. Dependably. I like that, the word depend. Yeah. So it's good for our mind, body, and soul to laugh. Everything matters. Let's laugh, you know. So that's what my brothers, my philosophers, and my reachers and teachers, you know. And I know, I'm telling you, we got some on fire generals out there, brothers and sisters, younger, older, family. But again, as always, reminders, y'all hear me say all the time, don't forget to have fun. And that means laugh, you know, joke, you know. I watch comedians all the time. Like I've said this in the past. When I come home from work, that's the first thing I do. I pop in a comedian. It could be Ali, Sadiq, anybody though. I even got white comics I like Bill Burr, one of my favorites. I still watch George Carlin, who was one of the one of the most, I was going to say mother effing real comics. I don't know where that came from, but George Carlin was real. We all know he was real. A lot of stuff that's going on now, he spoke on decades ago. But you know, let me see another one I like. Jim Brewer. My son and I spoke on Jim Brewer. I love Jim Brewer. He was best friends with Dave Chappelle. Of course, played in the movie with him. Bill Burr, raw, real. Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan. Another real. You know, I got my white comedians I like too. Jim Carrey. I still watch. I even watch some of the old comedy stand-ups of Jim Carrey. You know, I got my white comics I like, but the raw ones, the real ones. You know what I'm saying? So then there's a few more, but that was just a few that was off the top of my head. You know, Bill Burr is real, always real raw. I love Bill Burr. But yeah, so that was a few comedians that was on my list, and salute to the brothers and sisters I named. And this was a tribute to Alex Thomas. Keep doing your thing, my brother. I always thought you were funny, and he kind of put me in the mind of Warren G when I talked about hip hop heavy hitters, those who are rare and underrated. And you know, I don't know if he think he is, but to me, just in my opinion, I think he's kind of underrated. You know, sometimes, not saying that he's better than a lot of comedians, but he's funnier than some comedians. You know, he's just not funnier than those I listed on my list there. But all those comedians that I listed on that list, they're all the same level of funny, just different aspects. You know, different ways, but all the same powerful funny. You know what I mean? So. And some of the raw truth I spoke in there about one certain individual, I don't think that's funny. That's just my opinion, and nothing against him, you know, who I spoke on earlier in the podcast where I said I didn't think that was that funny. You know, that's just my opinion. I don't think he's that funny to me. You know, he never made me bellyache laugh, you know. So that's just my opinion. And I also, another thing I focus on, my spirit, I focus on the character, you know, and what the great divine gives a lot of us philosophers is the gift of observation. And certain individuals we've watched throughout the years. And a lot of times, if you observe individuals, I'm not talking about in my circle, you know, people I know, like my loved ones. I'm talking about just in general, you know, like celebrities and stuff like that. Like if you really observe and study certain individuals and just pay attention, you will see the character in them. So I kind of go off character too. You know, I'm not just, I don't know. It's just my spirit just won't let me overlook a person's character. Because if one's trying to be real with themselves, why would they accept fake from another? You know, if we hold ourselves to a higher standard, why would we lower ourselves to accept someone else that's doing things behind the scenes that they shouldn't be doing? But that's just opinion. That's just my opinion. You know, so. But again, I'm not trying to get too deep. But this had been another, thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion and Comedy Heavy Hitters. And I might start a series on this. I don't know yet, but I just wanted to speak on Alex Thomas. I've been wanting to speak on him for a minute because I still watch his specials, and I think he's a very funny brother, hilarious, as well as all those other comedians I listed. And Sinbad, you know, I still watch Sinbad specials. I love Sinbad, you know. And to all comedians that generally love their craft and really are funny and real and got real character and integrity, they're the comedians I like, real talk. So All right. Thank those who coming in, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. And stay with that divine. Stay being whole and straight, keeping our eyes open for a toxic person, place, thing. But the most thing overall, brothers and sisters. And but again, this is a tribute to Alex Thomas. Salute to Alex Thomas. Stay doing what you're doing, my brother, and stay with it. And may the great divine stay in his life, protect him and his, as well as my brothers and sisters listening, my family, generals in the world, online. And keep laughing, brothers and sisters. And you heard what I read, how important it is to laugh. So keep laughing, my generals, and keep staying strong. Generals, family, brothers and sisters, warriors all over the world. Don't forget to laugh. All right. Salute.